Hi, I'm Andy and this is Investing Book Highlights. I started reading investing books 2 years ago. I took it to heart when I learned that the best investors in the world read, and they read a lot, and they read a variety of different topics. Investing Book Highlights is here to help investors navigate the large selection of investing books available. So when I read a book with my yellow highlighter, I highlight important sentences or passages. Some books I'll highlight a lot, some books I'll highlight a few, and some books I don't make any highlights at all. Highlighting when you read is something I definitely encourage. The Education of a Value Investor was the 14th investing book I read. Written by Spier in 2014, I purchased it on June 5, 2019. It has 214 pages and I made highlights on 24 pages. Again, this was a book Phil and Danielle had mentioned on their Invested podcast, and they also had Guy come on for a couple of episodes. The first highlight comes from page 82. If you're even a slightly above average investor who spends less than you earn, over a lifetime you cannot help but get very wealthy, if you're patient. I don't know how intentional Guy was with this sentence, because I see 5 principles and each principle could have a whole chapter to itself. The one that caught my eye with only 5 words is, spends less than you earn. Even when you're reading that sentence, these 5 words are easy to gloss over, but so important. Money that isn't invested isn't compounding. Over a lifetime, spending less and spending conservatively will make a massive difference to your investing outcome. The second highlight is from page 166. Discern whether a business is overly exposed to parts of the value chain that it can't control. The value chain is all the business activities it takes to create a product from start to finish. And just because a company outsources doesn't mean it'll be doomed when an external problem comes along. It's all about gauging those external risks and factoring them into your investment thesis. The final highlight is from page 169. If I pay too much up front, I'd better understand everything there is to know about the company, since there is no margin of safety. If I invest when it's undervalued, I can be wrong about a whole host of issues and still make a good return. There's nothing in the investing handbook that forbids us from not using a margin of safety. But a margin of safety gives us a lot of flexibility. Some of the problems will come from inside of the business, and some of the problems will come from outside of the business. A margin of safety can cushion us, especially if we have underestimated the scope of the problems that arise. This is usually the time when I finish the video by thanking the author of the book. In last week's video of Monish Prabhai's book, The Dando Investor, the first highlight I covered was Monish stating that he had very few original ideas and that virtually everything he did had been lifted from somewhere. Thanking the author at the end of every video is an idea I lifted from Guy. In chapter 5, Guy talks about how he started writing letters to people with the basis of thanking them. Guy notes that the more he expressed goodwill, the more he began to feel it. Guy lifted this idea from Robert Cialdini and Ronald Reagan and made it his own. I'm lifting the idea from Guy and making it my own. Thank you, Guy Spier, for writing The Education of a Value Investor. In each video, I tally up the cost of the books I've read. As this was book 14, the total cost is $371.86, and that's in Australian dollars. To help build this channel, please click like and subscribe, and leave a comment or question below and I'll be sure to follow up. And I hope your day is full of highlights.